Your chat is live.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Let's see, where do we see the chat? We're on an iPad, so live chat. I can't see any chats. I guess no one said anything live yet. That's why there's nothing live. It would appear right there at the bottom.
I know, no one's watching.
Anyway, so if you're watching this later, after we're live, this is our last day with me being here. And I think we have to speak louder than last time. So I'll try to speak louder. But I'm flying back home to Idaho tomorrow. And it's very sad. But I've been here for 5 weeks. And so, hey look, it shows that we're live. So, and it was Joy's birthday yesterday. So, happy birthday, Joy. Again,
Thank you.
for the 500th time.
Oh, there's two people.
And I broke her leg on her birthday. No, it's the day before her birthday. Not really. But she's walking around with a limp because I karate kicked her when I was getting off a motorcycle and knocked her to the floor, and she skinned her knee really bad, and her leg's all bruised.
Well, that's my fault.
It's not your fault, totally. It was an accident. So, are you sharing it or something? Look at you, you're doing social media. So anyway, welcome to our stream. This will be our last stream here for a while. I guess we could share the news because no one knows our news yet, our good news, because we haven't shared about it on a live stream. Do you want to share the good news? It might be good news to some, it might be bad news to others.
About the visa?
Yeah.
Yes. We got approved, guys.
We got approved. We got our K1 visa approved. Yeah, we got it approved the day that I flew here, and I didn't realize it until maybe a week or two into the trip here. The lady who was doing it, helping us with it, texted us and said, "You guys got approved. Did you know that?" And then I had my parents go check my mail at home, and it turns out we got a letter, and so now we're just waiting for the interview and the medical, Joy's interview and Joy's medical dates to be set up. And so apparently it will be about 2 to 3 months from that approval. So that means when I go back home, it'll probably be about a month to 2 before Joy will be approved to get a plane ticket. And then we'll have a whole new adventure. Joy in America.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Because I think you like it.
So that's the biggest news we have. We will make videos about it. Once I get home, I'll start editing videos again like I usually do. And so it'll be part of that, a part of the story on the videos, but it will obviously be delayed because it just takes me a long time to do it.
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting. So
There's a lot of things happen on our vacation.
yeah, we had a lot of random adventures. We went a lot of places. We did a lot of different things that we didn't do the last couple trips. We did some kind of philanthropy type mission stuff around Joy's home in her hometown, and that was really eye-opening and exciting. So that will probably be our first video once I get back home, is try to put out this video of us going on this trip, this kind of philanthropy trip to help some kids in these different schools, because we want to try to raise funds to do that more and more and more. So that's the goal.
Great news.
What are you saying? That's great news. So happy for you both. Okay.
Thank you.
So, yeah, season 3 of our channel will have a little different direction. And season 4 will definitely be a different direction because it'll be me showing Joy around America, I guess, and trying to get her head wrapped around how weird America is. Up until now, it's been me going, I don't understand this about the Philippines. That's so different.
I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Thank you so much. I don't celebrate my birthday anyway, but this is the best birthday ever I have for so many years because we did a lot of things on our vacation.
Yeah.
So yes,
Even though I broke your leg, it was
Yes,
still
you
the best
did.
birthday.
it's okay if I can show them my.
Yes, please show them your leg.
So this is what I'll show you what happened to my legs, guys. So this is what happened to my legs.
The white stuff is like a medicine we put on it that's not coming off. But
Yeah. Before my birthday came, this is what happened. So I'm walking limping, like it's
Yeah.
so hurt.
yeah, yesterday she was barely able to walk around. So,
It's so weird because some people so you get your seatbelt on, you're ready to ride in America, but you know. Well, I had no idea though, like the scary part is how I survive in America because it's very cold. I don't mind.
it's cold just part of the time.
I don't mind other things, but you know, my only concern is how I survive in America. Because it's very cold.
Yeah.
How much is her gold
Yeah.
And happy birthday to you, Century.
Read it out loud. Read it. Then we can
Thank
watch
you.
it here. So yeah, I'm worried about her adapting to the cold because even here, her like body temperature is way different than mine. She's like, she wants heat, and I want it
Me.
cooler. And so
Hello.
we already like battle.
Hello, me. Yes.
We already battle with temperatures here, so I'm assuming we'll battle more with temperatures in America. But here it's harder to get the house to be kind of
I
a
hope you guys
consistent temperature.
to get to Texas and it will be.
I can't read it fast enough. I think if we tap on it, it will stop. Okay, sorry. I'm figuring it out as we stream, even though I've streamed a million times. I've never streamed from my iPad very much. Oh, hey. I can see it up close. Ferdinando says, I hope you guys get to come to Texas and it will not be cold here. Yeah, I hear that parts of Texas is similar to Philippines.
Good to know it's getting healed.
Blazing Valley.
Well, it's just started. Like, it's really hurt. I can't even walk. And my brother said, like, the next day would be more swollen. So that's what happened. I'm walking with limping. It's so hurt.
It's just a flesh wound, yes. Do you know what that reference is from? What movie that reference is from? It's just a flesh wound.
I don't know.
No, it's okay. It's like a 40-year-old movie. Maybe more. It's called Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. And we will watch it one day. Together. Okay, maybe you could get into the what is this covered it up? I can't read it. Into the alt
Oh, it's really good.
something sauna ice bath thing. This phone is like covering up the message. Okay, alternating sauna and ice bath thing. It might help both of you be more tolerant to temperature. Interesting.
Ice?
Yeah, in America there's this whole ice bath craze happening. I mean, here it's normal. You don't have hot water, and so you get up and take a shower and you're freezing.
Thank you. When it's cold in Taiwan, still wear shorts. The Thai wear their winter coat like a mom, like a mom,
Wrap
like
up
a
like a
mommy,
mummy.
like a
Yeah.
mommy.
I think she'll just have to wear a lot of wet layers in the winters in Idaho. That's usually how you adjust, is a lot of thin layers. And then you
And
can
I-
kind of strip off one thin layer at a time.
And I don't know what to wear. Like I was having trouble in picking my clothes to bring. My Filipino fiance just arrived in LA yesterday and is here with me now. Stay for 10 of your time ago. Oh, that congratulations for both of you.
Yeah.
You guys went to
Apparently, a lot of people got their Filipino, their visas approved right at the same time. It took 7 months for America to approve ours.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, thank you, Mikey. Happy birthday, Motocross says. Thank you.
Thank you, Motocross.
Yeah, so we have a lot of video footage to edit. We went to a lot of places.
And you
this time.
guys will be excited for this video. Will come out.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's not for everybody.
I know
There'll be some people who'll be like, why are you doing that?
yeah.
But we're really excited about it. Like, there's when you anyone coming from another country, well, America especially, you come here and everywhere you look, you see people in a lot of need, and so Joy grew up in a situation where they had nothing, and so her heart has always been. She's told me, like, if I had the ability to, I want to help as many kids as possible, and so that's kind of one of the things we try to
Bring
do.
a single
is-
banana.
Hey, I'm talking.
Okay.
One of the things we're trying to do is help a bunch of kids, and so we planned these trips to help some schools, and you can talk when I'm done. And Joy set it all up, and it was really an amazing experience. We hiked up this mountain. It was like a 4-hour hike. It seemed like it was an impossible feat. Her and her whole family and some other people came with us and brought all kinds of school supplies. And to this village where you can only get there on foot. And they have nothing up there, but they have rice, they grow rice, but they have very little, and the kids don't have very many opportunities because they don't have access to like anything. So they're either taught to do exactly what their parents are doing, where they try to get an education. So the government provided a school up there that is just basic bare bones school, but they don't provide school supplies or anything else. And so the teachers hike up the mountain every week, and they stay there in the town, and they teach the kids, and they hike back down. And but anyway, it's like, so we helped them, and we helped her community by giving them a bunch of rice and food, and they made a big deal out of it. And so we have a couple stories like that we're excited to share. And the purpose of us sharing it is to raise money so that we can do more, because it's like infinite amounts of people, like kids in need over here. So anyway, and it's kind of all because of her, because she wanted to do that sort of thing if she had the ability to do it. So anyway, that will be probably the first video that comes out. Now it's your turn. Go ahead, talk.
No, I was gonna, like you said, that when some live say, bring a single banana with you for a meal.
I wish it was that easy. Well, maybe I don't wish it was that easy, because then there'd probably be a lot of bad stories that happen. It's very difficult to get these, get Filipinos the ability to get out of the Philippines. So in a way, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, because it protects them.
Remember the one girl that were having snack? Which is telling about her friend. That the guy kept sending her money because he wanted her to come to America.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not gonna happen if the guy would come over here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
The embassy won't let you in.
You have to prove a relationship, and so in order to prove a relationship, you have to have pictures with family, you have to have lots of pictures, you have to have text communications and proof of video communications, and like hotel receipts and all that stuff, and airplane tickets together, like, I mean, proof of being together here.
Yeah.
So it's a real chore to, but if you're in a real relationship, and if you've spent time together, it's not hard. It's just knowing what to gather, what kind of evidence to gather is kind of the tricky part. So everyone online says something different.
Yeah, it takes time to get your passport. Mine, I think I had appointment with my passport on 2022. Then I think it takes few months, like almost a year, to have my passport.
But she did that before we met, so
Yeah.
she already was trying to get her passport set up just for other reasons.
Edwin CV, hello. Congratulations, finally, son, joy. Well, if I could stay in the Philippines, I will. You know.
Me too.
I don't have to fly in America
Yeah.
just to be there. But yes, the 2 kids is there, so we need to. And hopefully, it's not
Yeah.
gonna take long to stay there.
And I think for me, it gives me a window of time.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on. It gives me. You're just responding to your phone. Yeah, sure. It gives me a window of time to set things up before we move here. Like until I started dating her, I didn't really have a game plan for moving here. But so we have like a 5-year window to where it's like I need to get the business, I need to save up the money, I need to buy the land, maybe build the house or build the whatever all that stuff requires, and I can do that easier in America, making money and stuff than I can here from the start. And so if I set it up before we move back here,
Yeah.
I think we'll be in a really good situation. If I just move here right now and try to get everything going, it would just be a struggle the whole way through for me. Her, it's like fine, it's fine. I mean,
Yes, I can leave.
it's amazing what Filipino people can just consider normal.
I can live in a Gogo house without complaining.
You can
But
live
they
on the dirt.
can't because it's like, I don't want to take shower.
Yeah, we went. Oh my goodness. She was like, just take a shower at my parents' place. It's like there's no shower. It's like, I mean, I got used to using the bucket, right? Okay, so there's that. But it was still in the privacy of your own little space. But her situation's like, no, you use the bucket or a hose, and then my whole family's just sitting there watching you. And I had we went to the beach, and so I had sand all in my, places. And she's like, just wash it out. And I'm like, eh. And so I'm sitting there scrubbing my crack in front of her whole family, but I had shorts on, but it was completely embarrassing. But then, when I got done, like her whole family took a giant shower together. They all had their, clothes on, or enough clothes, but they were scrubbing each other's backs, and it was just really funny to watch. And it was like not embarrassing at all to them. It's like, okay. But anyway, it's just so bizarre. I have some video of it because it was kind of strange.
Yeah,
But it's just so normal for them to live in whatever situation they find themselves in.
yeah. I think it's good to have Filipino that it's not be given anything.
Yeah.
Because whatever happens, ups and downs, they still be like that.
I was telling her just yesterday, it's like camping in America, but even more amazing because they will just go and start a fire under a tree and cook raw fish and have a full wonderful dinner without bringing any of the camping supplies. Like in America, you have to have all the camping gear, and it's a really expensive thing to go camp because you have to have all the things. Here it's just like, no, you know how to do everything with having nothing. You just bring a rope and a piece of wood, and you have a dinner.
Where?
And you pick some fruit and it's exotic and delicious, and then you hang up a hammock and take a nice nap. It's just amazing.
Really?
Let me get it so I can read it.
I think with a shower. I wouldn't see it, but
You're already welcome into your family. Sorry, we're reading comments
you have to read the comments
without saying anything.
Man.
Can't do this fast enough. Oh no, I pushed the wrong one. When I was a kid, we called that. I wish it wouldn't have covered up. Something camping.
Excuse me.
No. This heart button is in the way of everything. It's got to be related.
Oh.
There we go. What's that word? Is that a Filipino word? A
Yes.
Thailand word?
That's
Never mind.
That's a place.
Primitive camping. Okay, there we go. I was reading the wrong comment. Well, thanks you guys for all the comments. I can't keep up.
I remember doing the outside butting thing with my wife and my family. It was quite
Quite an odd experience.
at the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of like, how do I wash? You wash like this.
It's so funny.
Like they're watching. Yes.
And they're all watching, and okay, so they don't speak English either, so they're just kind of all watching, and they're kind of laughing because I'm
Thank you,
embarrassed.
bye.
But I'm like, why are they watching me? But it's not because they're like checking me out or anything. It's just like they're just making sure that I'm doing it right and I'm okay and I need everything. It's like with the food. Someone will bring a fish and just slap it on my plate and I'll be like, no, I don't need any more. And then I turn them down. Someone comes over with a fruit or rice and just slaps it on my plate. And then I never stop eating because they're just constantly, everyone's giving me something because they're concerned. Oh my goodness, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry. What's going on? What did I do? Here, I'll let you take it. Maybe you should hold the phone. When it's sideways, it works better, I think. As long as I don't push the wrong button. Well,
Thank you, Monty.
life trip. to
Life
Oregon.
is from Oregon.
Yeah. I'm just a couple hour, 10-hour drive away from you.
Nice, Chicago, sure.
Thank you.
Oh,
We got it in
yeah.
Chicago. We usually wear them together.
Oh, I grew up in the Caribbean, so I'm already all too familiar with Joy lifestyle and those memories.
Mm.
Well, this
Yeah, I've been to the Caribbean a couple times, and there's some similarities, but I don't know. I feel more comfortable here than the Caribbean. Caribbean, I always felt like I was out of place. Here, I feel like I'm embraced. A
You're
lot more.
embraced.
You're embraced by people.
Yeah, you keep feeding him.
Yeah.
I was kind of like telling to my family, like, could you guys stop feeding him because he can't even get up?
I'm
Like,
so full.
I want to say, he can't say no because you guys keep bringing some food. So instead of like, keep eating on him.
Yeah. And I'll tell one person no, and someone else will just come up and just throw something at me.
Okay.
My belly grows bigger and bigger.
Okay, I'm curious, Joy, what do you want to do first when you get in America, or what do you want to see?
Okay, yeah. What do you want to do first in America? Do you have any idea?
I just want to hang out with his family, but I don't think I want to do something like other Filipino would do, like swimming with the snow.
Swimming in the snow? No, I don't. That's not required. I do want to. I'm excited about taking her in the winter to a hot spring that's the next town over. Next hot spring. I got it. A little hot spring, and it snows, and then you're in hot water. I think that it's a really unique experience, so I want to take her to that. But I don't want to go. I know she doesn't want to ski or snowboard, and I'm kind of like, I hurt myself the last time I went snowboarding, so I feel like I don't want to do that much, but we'll definitely go to the snow. I mean, there'll be snow all around us in the winter, but we'll experience some snow things, but you don't need to dive into it like other crazy people do. Unless you want to. If you want to, you can. I'm not going to do it.
I don't dream to be, going on America, first of all. It's so cold. It feels like I can't survive in America though.
That's just parts of America. Like the guy from Texas. It's hot there all the time. Don't worry. It's not like Canada or Alaska.
Yeah.
Alaska's, anyway, I guess parts of America are cold all the time.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do because I'm not familiar on America. Okay, Joy, snow angel time.
You'll have to be bundled up. Yeah. I mean, I remember as a kid doing that, but we had snowsuits on,
So life, it will be cool to meet you all. I'm telling all my friends and family that I'm going to move to the Philippines. They all laugh, and we'll see who's laughing.
We'll see who's laughing when you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you better have a Filipino when you move here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Or just have a girl that will help you out.
Yeah.
I would be a little nervous about coming here by myself and just trying to figure it out by myself. We've talked to a lot of different foreigners that are here, either traveling or whatever, and some of them are by themselves, some of them are not. And I can really see the difference between the people who are traveling by themselves. They must have more of an adventurous personality, but they're kind of struggling to understand the basics. But when someone's with a partner who's a Filipina, they get it because they can ask all these questions to them, and they can be shown kind of the ropes of how the society works here. It would be really hard to figure that out on your own. So I would recommend that. But obviously, you gotta find someone that you like.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, JC. Visit Hawaii already, and you will feel at home with
Hawaii?
Hawaii. She will look like
Florida.
Eskimo up on the
I feel like Florida is more humid than here. Florida's like more humid than I would want to live in, whereas here it doesn't feel as humid as Florida to me. I don't know if I'm just tricked because of the long plane flight. But
they said, my love, Texas, and they call that New Philippines.
Oh yeah, it's really hot there.
Yeah, they call that New Philippines.
And it's really hot sometimes, like really hot. Like it does get hot here, but because it's beaches all around and ocean all around, it seems like it helps. Maybe it's just the time of the year I'm here too, but.
Joy, is there any particular food, particular type of food that you are wanting to try in America? Well, I love to try any kind of food, but I'm really familiar with American food.
It says audio is faint, guys. We always have trouble with audio. I'm sorry. You'll just have to turn off the volume, I guess. We tried miking it to her laptop last time, and it had some glitchy problems.
Yeah, because my laptop I don't know, for some reason the audio it's not working.
Yeah, and then we tried streaming from. I got a DJI, which is a wonderful camera with amazing audio, and we tried to link it to my YouTube, and it was supposed to work, but it just never would link. So it's like, okay, fine, we'll just use my laptop or my iPad.
Yeah.
So I apologize for the audio. I spent 4 months in Florida this past summer, and it was way hotter than living in the Caribbean. It's a different kind of sun for sure. I can hear you both clearly. Okay. Yeah, maybe just try turning up your sound for anyone who has trouble with audio. Maybe try your headset. Is that for us? We should wear headsets? I think we only have one headset, so
Yeah, I have
it'd be kind of a confusing stream. She would have to transcribe everything for me. Food suggestions for Joy. Since I'm in Texas, you have to go with Tex-Mex or Texas barbecue. Heck, just go with Southern food. It'll work. It's all great. That all does sound good.
Romance and Canada. What's happening with your visa?
Visa's been approved.
Early.
We got approved the day I left to come here. It was approved, and so now we're just waiting for her medical and interview, and then once she passes those, Lord willing, then a week later we'll be able to get a plane ticket.
Oh no, Claire, because you came from Oxford.
It was on the golf course and 100 degrees, no joke. Or I was on it. Yeah. Well, I'm sure, after a couple of years, any place, you get used to how it works. I mean, how the heat is. I remember just the difference between moving from Idaho to California and feeling like, wow, it's really cold here, and it wasn't cold at all. And then I moved back to Idaho, and it's a different kind of cold, and I'm like, okay with it. It's very strange. But then the heat is dry heat. I think that's one thing that'll be weird for you, is this dry heat. It's like no humidity in Idaho. So it's just dry. It's like you're in an oven being baked.
There?
In Idaho in the summer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you feel like you're just sitting in an oven. Anyway,
So yeah, here it's really hot, but it's not that like because there's still air coming. Like,
yeah, there's a nice wind from the water, the beach, the oceans. Especially if you're close to the oceans, it's constantly a nice breeze.
Like when we hike up on the mountain. It's hot, but it's windy. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, but that was in the morning too. But once it was like the middle of the day, oh, that would have been really difficult to hike in that heat.
Yeah, but there's still some air.
There's still some wind, yeah.
Well, I don't know, guys, how I survive in America, but let's see. I might 1 month or not 1 month yet. I'll be crying because
I'm crying. What did I do?
I need to go back to the Philippines.
What did I do to deserve this? We'll make our sad video of her leaving to the Philippines. We'll just have to continue the long distance relationship. No, it's not gonna happen. Hopefully not. Dry heat sucks, but yeah. I think I like dry heat better than really humid heat though. But the nice in between, that's perfect. For some reason I thought you lived in Seattle. No. I live in Central California and it gets up to 113 and dry heat in summer weeks and weather of over 100 degrees every day. Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends in Texas, Joshua and his wife.
Yeah. Are they there now? Did that finally work out?
I think they did their interview this month
Oh, really? Good.
because they're here in Manila in a few days.
Yeah.
I know it happened this month.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So
That took them a long time.
It is like they already filed their visa when I had them met here.
Okay. You will love the snow and minus 30 degrees Celsius.
Oh my goodness.
Fernando says dry fish and eggs with rice for breakfast is out in his bacon, sausage, biscuits, and gravy and coffee pot lol. I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I think we got the breakfast figured out though. I mean, we enjoy a similar kind of breakfast. And I mean, you would have dried fish every morning if you could. But we both like eggs.
Yeah,
we both like, and I think, I don't know, I think we'll be okay
We're
with
just
breakfast.
simple, and I can make Filipino food too.
And I like her cooking. I like her Filipino cooking food. I just don't want. I like how healthy the food is here. Like you go get something fresh. It's not all packed in preservative and filled with all kinds of filler and stuff. It's just it's just you buy it local and fresh, whether it's fruits or meats, and then you just cook it. And whereas in America everything's preserved and put on shelves, and so I really want to try to allow her to keep being able to make stuff the way she's making it here, but in America. So I know that will cost a little bit more to find stuff and buy stuff, but I think it will be worth it. It'll be good for me too, because I think it's healthier. That's what I think.
Because are there any Filipino restaurant where you live, Jason?
I don't know of any. I was just telling her the other day, I don't know of any Filipino restaurants. I've never had Filipino food until I moved here. I didn't realize what Filipino food was like until I moved here.
Oh,
until I
Donnie.
came here.
Donnie, my love.
Yes, what?
Donnie, the one on the plane with you.
Oh, really? Which one?
Hello, this is Donnie. I met you
that
guys.
guy. Tony!
Tony, how
Hey,
are
Tony.
you?
How was your trip? Did you make it home? We kind of lost touch with you after you got here.
Yeah.
Last September when you flew Jason. Happy birthday, congratulations.
Thank you, Tony.
That's funny.
How
Yeah,
are
Tony,
you today?
we didn't hear from you, and so we were like, I wonder what's going on with Tony. I hope he had a good experience.
Yeah, I was gonna worry about you.
Yeah, she got worried about you. And I was thinking,
Because-
hopefully he didn't get bamboozled and taken all of his money and he's trying to figure out how to get home.
I was thinking of as a proxy
For how many Filipinos live in America? What does that mean? What are we talking about? Which comments are any Filipino restaurants?
Yeah.
I used to talk about that. I don't know. I know that there are communities where there's a lot of Filipino women that have moved in. My town is not one of those communities. I know a couple Filipino ladies. They're older though, but that's kind of it. And they've been there a long time already. So I kind of think Joy's going to have to make a lot of the Filipino food that she likes.
I mean, I can learn.
And she's really good at it.
I can learn to make American food because I could learn to make Chinese food too. So
Yeah.
it's not really. Because if I want to learn something, I could. I was gonna be focused on it.
And hamburger is easy. You come over here and you try to eat a hamburger and it's just not like a hamburger in America. It's like this. I don't know what to even describe it. It's not a hamburger. So
there's.
I'll teach her how to make simple American things like hamburgers. I like cooking my own steaks and I like making breakfast too. So
Joey will move to US permanent. No, we're not gonna be permanent in US. My goodness.
she's all offended. How
Well,
dare you?
Oh my goodness, guys! I don't want to be. It feels like maybe I can adapt on how the culture in America, but I don't think I would be staying there for permanent.
Yeah. Neither one of us want. I would rather move here, and I would rather her not have to stay there. Let's just say that. We're trying to. I'm hoping she can look at it as a extended vacation and learning about the American culture for a number of years, and as we are preparing to move back here. But I see our future here. There's a lot of arrows pointing this direction for me, and obviously she wants to stay here. She understands this culture, and there's a lot of benefits to us coming to the Philippines. And if she came to America, it would just, I see our future just being kind of more bleak and frustrating for her, and then it would be frustrating for me because of that. And so I don't want to do that to her or myself.
I know. I can adjust though. I've been moving a lot of places, but I can adjust. It depends on what Jason's want. But for now, we already talk about it, like because for the kids, and and we wanted the kids also to bring it. They want, then we can move back. We don't know. We don't stay there or you want to stay here. Because it depends. So what
Yeah.
happened to that phone went bad when I lost contact? Oh really?
The phone that you bought? Oh,
The
that's
phone
too
you
bad.
bought from
Sorry, we recommended you buy that phone from that guy. Sorry.
From what I have said in the news, that has a lot of Filipino in that area. You know how Jollibee nearby.
That's right. There, I did see a Jollibee sign when I was driving home from California, but I've never eaten at a Jollibee restaurant in America before. I would assume Jollibee in America is really different from Jollibee in the Philippines. That's what I would assume, but I've never tried it.
The red eye, medium rare. The burger might be a carabao. Huh? Carabao?
The caribou,
Carabao. It's the buffalo.
the buffalo.
I even have achara. Do you like achara?
Achara. I've never heard of that.
Do you like achara?
Do you? Do you like achara? I don't know what it is.
It's getting late here in Texas.
Good night, Fernando.
Good night, Fernando. Thank you. I retired. Moving
Moving
to
to Thailand in 2013. Oh, that's Adam. Thanks for all your comments, Adam.
It's nice to see you guys. I hope to see more videos.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday.
We
Thank
will.
you, Jen.
We have a lot of footage, so it's just a matter of editing it. I was hoping to hire an editor, not full time but part time, so that we could get videos done while I was here. But this little job I had, this little job I had that was providing some money got canceled right as I left to come here, and so my one of my sources of income that I was using for editing dried up, and so that's why I didn't send any footage to my editor while I was here. So I don't know what will happen going forward.
Yeah, my birthday is yesterday or not. Well, it's yesterday, not today. We're supposed to have live yesterday, but my feet is hurt so bad.
But she was limping too much, so I didn't want to make her work harder.
When I was walking in the mall, some people say something bad. It's so crazy, right?
Yeah, you don't need to talk about that.
I don't want to say anything, but it's so bad. Like, what the heck? I think the editing of the first season of your channel was really excellent, so it would be hard to find someone else to do as well.
Yeah, I really like that first season the best, and I, depending on what happens with the channel, obviously if it grows, if it makes money, I can afford to spend more time editing, but also it's so much work in front of the computer for me that it just becomes almost a full-time job, and that's fine if it's making money, you know. But well, hello, LG. Grindrod. She's a patron supporter, so thank you for joining here. Yeah, longtime patron
Thank
of
you.
my comic stuff.
Happy birthday from Canada.
From Canada.
Hello from Canada. How are you guys
Yeah,
there?
just enjoy one step at a time, enjoying life together. That's kind of what I'm thinking is, right now our next phase and our next focus is Joy coming to America, because that will happen in the next month or two, according to the schedule, and getting her to adjust. I'll be editing stuff while that's happening, and we'll go and film stuff with her experiencing America, and so that will be another season. But it will all be delayed just because it's the nature of how I've built the channel so far. And I am working with an editor who's going to help us edit the more philanthropy type videos to try to kind of really package it in the way that works best for YouTube. And so it might have a slightly different feel than the other videos on my channel, but it's more because we want to raise money to be able to do more philanthropy stuff here. And then if we can raise money, we'll fly out here every couple months. I mean, as much as we can afford to do it, we'll keep flying here to do more projects like that, and then fly back.
It's so emotional because I don't expect that that will happen. It's just one of my dreams, but it feels like a birthday gift for me this year. Seeing all those kids, they're gonna like, oh, because you haven't seen Warner in front of them.
Yeah.
You know the feeling like, well, I just dreamed to do this, but now it's happening.
Yeah. I see. Comment said, have you tried AI automation to speed up your workflow? I've tried some AI stuff, but AI doesn't help me do what the creative side, which is everything that the time I'm spending is very much the creative side of the editing, and AI just doesn't do that. I can make a very generic AI video, but it wouldn't stand out from all the other AI videos that are out there, and it would look very fake and it would be very, I mean, I can't get it to write my scripts and express what I'm feeling and what I was going through, and then finding the key moments of when Joy smiled a certain way or said something. AI can't figure that stuff out, and it doesn't know what's in my brain and my experiences and my emotions. So an AI plugin could never reproduce that. It could create something on its own, but it wouldn't be my experience and her experience. So that would be difficult for me to use it.
Once you find your channel, well, we're hoping, guys, that even our channel will change a little bit. You're still there to support us.
Yeah.
And we're so thank you.
Yeah, well, I think what we're going for, we'll still just keep doing vlogs mixed with like projects that we're doing, like raising funds to go do a project. And I think that's kind of just going forward how we'll do it. Because beyond that, it's we don't have a vision for it beyond that. I would love it if that would make more money, and that'd be great. But when Joy comes back to America, I'm just going to focus more on like, okay, what do I need to do for work that brings in the most money, that uses my skills, and it might be the creative type skills that I built my career on, because I used to work in Hollywood, and I made a lot of comics and stuff like that too. So what are the things I need to do to set us up so that we can move back to the Philippines in 5 years? And so that's kind of an exciting goal. And so hopefully the vlog will just document that over that process. But unless it makes more money, I can't put 100% of the focus on it. So connect Dr. Eric Berg. Correction, Dr. Eric Berg. Who are we talking about? Hey guys, check out Dr. Eric Berg. Most food in the U.S. are processed and used commercials and something bad for your health. Exactly. That's my biggest concern with Joy going to America is everything in the grocery store is processed and has preservatives in it. And so it just is frustrating to kind of go shopping. Here I go and I look at a bag of chips and I'm like, oh, you're getting a bag of chips? And I look at it and it's like, oh, there's actually just normal things in this. I can understand everything that's in it. I go look at the like oils, like she's gonna go get some cooking oil. And I'm like, oh no, I hope she's not getting some weird oil. And I look at all the sections of oil. They're all like good, healthy oils. There's nothing that's unhealthy. It's like coconut oil, palm oil, the olive oil, a little bit of olive oil, but it's all good oils. And so all the restaurants use that here. All the cooking that we do is like with just natural things. And it's like, that's hard to find in America. You got to go find it. You got to search it out. So, but I'm willing to spend the extra money for that stuff.
And I'm willing to make our food than buying outside because I have a bad experience in the past that almost killed me.
Yeah,
So
if she drinks like concentrated juices, it like ruins her. Like
it's
she
ruined my
gets
body.
because of her surgeries and stuff. She has low immune system, and so it like makes her sick, and she'll get like blood poisoning and stuff. Like that's happened last time.
I have to be careful what I'm eating and what I'm drinking because it might end up with me and killing myself. It happened twice.
Yeah.
So I end up in the hospital.
So we have multiple reasons to not just grab whatever kind of bad food off the shelf. So, and I would honestly love it if we had more, if she was cooking delicious food and it was fresh food and we both wanted to eat fresh food, like, and my kids like that too. So I think it'll just be a win-win. Hopefully we'll figure it out. Will you be in Idaho again? Yes. I'm actually going back to Idaho tomorrow. I'm flying back. It'll take me a day and a half to get there. And then I will start, I don't know, as far as my career goes, it's still kind of up in the air, but I feel like now that our situation is finally getting to where she's moving to Idaho, I think I'll be able to kind of focus easier on what exciting direction to go with career again.
You enjoy experiencing new things in America. Well, am I gonna be like, what?
I'm sure we will be. Yeah.
Why
You'll be
is
like
that?
me. You'll be like me when you're there. You'll be like, why do they do this? What does that mean?
I am currently eating mango over sticky rice.
Yum.
Yes, olive oil has to be virgin and organic in order for it to be healthy. My lovely Filipina has told me that Canadians eat too much processed food.
Yeah, Canadians and Americans, everything is processed.
The only processed and fermented real foods.
Yeah.
Buy fresh and get the juice.
Get a juicer, and especially if we want mango shakes. We've been like addicted to mango shakes here. Everywhere we go, can we find a mango shake, please?
But the farmers feed golden chickens there. Chicken?
What do the farmers feed the cattle and chickens? Well, your family throws out for like some sort of seeds for all the chickens. To come.
My dad used to feed our chicken with the crack corns.
Crack corn.
Yeah, the crack corns. But my dad had a cockfight roaster, so he had to feed like pigs, like for the chicken. That's how he trained his cockfight chicken. The roaster.
Oh, rooster. That I didn't understand what he said. I thought you said a roaster. Like he's gonna cook the chickens that he's raising to fight.
No,
I was confused.
he won't do that.
I think there's a lot of nature out over there. There is. It's a different kind of nature than here, but it's definitely nature. Jason, I finally you both found you are loved. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Playboy.
Everything is GMO here.
What
Genetically modified. I don't know what O stands for.
Even though
I think that's GMO.
it better to drink corn.
Yeah, there's a in Idaho there's a well, where I live there's a small grocery store that's local, and they actually have a local farmer that sells raw milk, and I get it, and it's more expensive, but my kids love it. Well, one of my kids loves it, and it's just like crack to us. We're just like, please, raw milk. It's so good. And then you go get, if they run out, you gotta go get the normal milk in the restaurant. You're like, okay, I'll drink the normal milk. Not normal, but the Astro's milk. Roadside farm stands might be restored if you're allergic to processed food. Yeah, there's just not as much as that in where I'm at as I would like. There's like farmers markets in the summers on the weekends. That's good, but here, what's neat about here is you can every night, every evening, you can just go find something fresh. And in Idaho, you can't as much, you know.
Yeah, mostly fish, and not my place because my brother they're catching fish, so all fresh. The
Yeah, farmers markets in the United States, yeah.
the roaster is the one of the worst I had with this Filipinas. Have a cute pronunciation. Comfortable is another.
Say comfortable.
Comfortable.
Oh, that is cute. Comfortable.
Guys are Filipina, and mostly
That's right, you are Filipino.
like it's hard for us because that's not our main language.
We're looking at this. That's what we're looking at. That's cute. See how she holds things? That's cute too.
I can even
Say
use my
Say
feet.
slippers.
Sleepers. Hold your slippers.
You need to twist your sleepers.
You have to twist your sleeper.
So cute. I hope you never change your accent.
No.
Oh yeah, that is a good one too. Genetically modified organism. Yeah. GMOs. Well, I would like that. I mean, honestly, that's one of the biggest, not the biggest. It's a huge reason why I want to move to the Philippines and I want her to be able to stay here is because of the food. I mean, you can look at Americans and see that the food is bad. You know, when her family first saw me, she showed them a picture, and what was their reaction?
Picture of you?
A picture of me. Do you remember? I remember what they said. They're like, what? What kind of American is that? He's not fat.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's true. Like because a lot, like there's some few foreigner in our place where I grew up. Most of them are very fat and
Yeah.
some of them are short. So when they saw Jason, they're like, what?
They're like, who is that? What kind of person is that?
He's not really fat like other.
And I got some weight. I'm growing a baby in my belly right now, according to Joy. She's like, how many months is your baby?
Yes.
She can't wait for me to give birth.
And yeah, mostly my mom is like, oh, because they saw foreigner like it's very tall and big, and most older, and they don't believe that Jason's only 48, already 48 years
A lot
old,
of people don't believe that.
because his look like 20s.
No, not 20s, but maybe 30s.
That's my cousin said, like, oh,
Well,
your boyfriend is so young. He's like
Well,
like 20s.
when you're in America, you'll look way younger than women out there that are in their 30s. Okay? People will be like, why are you marrying an 18-year-old girl, Jason? Fresh fish in Idaho is hard to get. You'll need to get a road trip to Oregon coast. Yeah, or we can catch them. But then it's just like, you gotta go catch them.
You need to find
Idaho, you can't catch. You can't get them.
micro farming company that we have.
Everything but coffee beans. Yeah, I don't know if that will happen in America for us.
What are your
What are our long-term plans? We are looking at land close to her family now. We were looking at land other places, but there's some good prices next to her family, and we're trying to find land because it's going up really fast over here, and so we're trying to lock in something so that primarily so we can build a big storage place, like a warehouse, to do more of the philanthropy stuff that we're planning on doing. And because it's cheap to do all that kind of stuff, like building the place, it's way cheaper to get land. And then the land will obviously go up in value. We might build a house on it too. I don't know. Depending on what I can do over the next 5 years in America, how much money I can save and make will determine what we can do, what else we can do. But we'll just focus on YouTube. I'll just focus on making money, doing what I do best, what kind of careers I do best, and when we're there, and then preparing to come back to the Philippines. That's kind of the general plan we have right now.
Yeah, he met another foreigner in our place.
What are you talking about? You can't just say, yeah, he met another foreigner. What are you talking about? Are you answering a question?
Jason.
Oh, okay.
Jason one.
Oh, you're talking about the other Jason. Okay. When we were at her place, there's another foreigner that lives on this little dirt road surrounded by people who have nothing, like just really impoverished place. And there's this foreigner that lives there with his Filipino wife. They've been there 5 years, and his name is Jason too. And so her family was like, "Hey, you should meet Jason. Or there's another Jason here. He drives really fast." And because he does, everyone drives super slow there. And so finally he was driving by and the family said, "Jason, come here." And so he came and we talked, and he immediately was like really happy to talk to me because he doesn't meet people that speak English. And so he's super excited to talk to me. He invited us over. We went and checked out his place just to see how he lived. And I was really curious, how does like an American type person, he's from England,
yeah,
and then he moved to America and then back and then to the Philippines. And I was just really curious, how does someone like me live here? Like, what would that look like? And it was so surprising to me. He said you wouldn't believe it. He's like, my bills, I don't know how much you would want me to share, but his bills, he said, is about $250 a month. And it's because they built the house, and they built a nice house. It's a simple house, but it was nice. They have a pretty big piece of land, bought another piece of land to build a house for her mom. And he's like, once you do all that stuff, and once you have everything set up, it's super cheap to live here. He doesn't pay property tax, there's no income tax. He works about 2 hours a day online, doing something online. He makes about $1,000 a month, and most of the money he saves. So it just kind of like blew my mind. Mm-hmm. But so anyway, that was really neat. And then we went over and talked to him and hung out at his house and met his kid. His kid is named Jason as well. And then he let us borrow his motorcycle to drive around the rest of the time we were there. Yes. And so it was a brand new, really nice little Honda automatic motorcycle. So anyway, that was a real fun experience to meet him. In Idaho, where are you? Does it require a car to get anywhere? If so, I bet that will be a big adjustment to enjoy. Yeah, in Idaho, everyone drives cars, so it's just, teenagers in high school are getting their driver's license because you just have to do it in America, and it's kind of weird if you don't have a driver's license in America.
I know how to drive.
She knows how to drive, but she would have to kind of learn the way people drive in America, because here, you're trying to turn and you just push your way across traffic, and then you assume they stop, and it's like, just honk, and it's polite because I'm letting them know that I'm coming, but it's like, she would just get so many people hating on her if she did that in America. So she'll have to take, and she would have to take driver's ed, so we'll have to do that once you get there, so that you can actually drive and have a license.
My Thai wife say I'm 3 months pregnant. Congratulations for you.
Congratulations.
The other one.
Yeah.
My wife say 7 months. Congratulations for both of you.
There's a lot of kids about to be born. That's great.
Now it's your Tagalog and dancing coming along. Oh my goodness.
My Tagalog is very slow. I've learned a little bit more Bisaya this time because of being around our family.
What do you learn, my love, when you buy pandesal?
Oh, what was it? I can't remember it. On the spot, I can't remember it.
Bakal.
Bakal?
Mm-hmm.
See, it doesn't even sound right now that you're saying it.
So I let him buy a pandesal.
It's already lost. It's already gone.
I let him buy a pandesal because he likes pandesal.
Bakal pandesal.
Yeah, he do like
There it
this.
is. That is.
He do like this. Bakal ko, pandesal, 10.
Hey, that makes sense.
Okay, so,
I gave a visual representation.
so the guy,
The guy would just looked at me stunned.
like,
I think I said my own buntag too.
yeah, good morning.
My own buntag, bakako bandasal, 10. And everyone was laughing at me. And the guy didn't know what to say.
Yeah, when we're in Hinubaan, Negros Occidental, that's my parents' place.
Hinoban.
Yeah.
I like Hinoban a lot more this time. I think the one thing I don't like is how people are with trash. Like, I mean, even your family. It's like in their own place, they unwrap something and just throw it on the ground. And then the thing about it is they clean up it all the next morning. They just go clean up and it's like spotless. But everyone's just used to throwing trash on the ground. And it seems to me like it would be a really simple thing to just have a plastic bag somewhere. But it's just not the way that they've ever done it, you know. So, but it's the same way with like the beaches. Like people just throw trash on the ground, and it just makes me feel bad because there's just so much trash. So the places that are clean are places that are owned privately, that they take care of the place, you know, and they'll go and clean up. But the public places are trashy, and so it would have to. The whole island would have to change like their perspective on trash. You know, we were driving home with a van full of people. This was our last trip, and the guy had like a glass bottle, I think, or something. He just finished it, and he rolled down his window and just threw it out the window. And I was just kind of like, John, he just threw it out the window. Like that's literally like that you get $1,000 fine in California if you do that. And she's like, yeah, but it's just in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't matter. And I was just like, what?
Well,
I can't believe you said that. No.
Well, Jason is very disciplined though. Even we're in the mountain, he's trying to collect all his trash.
Yeah, I just don't feel right throwing it. It's just weird. Like we're on this beautiful path, and then we just leave a bunch of trash. But I can't get mad at our family. That's just it's their place. I'm not going to teach them how to live their life. But you know, I could only be an example of what I would want to do. But it's just not looked down on there. So no one cares. It's not like they don't care. It just doesn't bother them. Well, I guess that means they don't care. But at the same time, they do take care of a lot of things way better than we take care of things in America. So I don't know. It's like a little trade-off. But there are certain islands where they're really strict about trash and litter, and you don't see it. Like when we were in Siargao, there was no trash. They had a little trash feed when you come into the airport. And then also Davao was really clean.
Yeah, Davao
really
is
clean.
very clean.
The little island across from Davao, Samal, was really clean. Like there just wasn't trash places all over the place, and they would collect trash. And so I'm sure the towns or the provinces could pass laws like this is what you need to do with the trash.
Their people is very disciplined.
Yeah, and I'm sure the culture would change. But anyway.
They have a lot of tourist spots that you can go, and everywhere is very clean. Very disciplined people.
Yeah. But that's because someone invested money into that place and it's privately owned. And so it would make sense to not trash everything. Wow, we've been going a long time. Real estate in Meridian is insane. All the small farms are getting bought out for residential communities. Exactly, yeah. Just where I'm at in Idaho, the price of just anything is just skyrocketed. And it seems like it's going on here too, but it's like 20 years back from where it was now. But there's so many people coming in and buying up land when it's available here. Like a lot of land isn't being sold because locals still own it. But as soon as a local tries to sell it, it's bought up by like a foreigner couple, a Filipino foreigner couple, and so it's just I don't know. It seems like it's one of the smartest moves that we could make, or anyone could make, who's planning on moving to the Philippines, to just try to buy something now. Even if it's not the perfect piece of land, just buy something because it's just going up at a ridiculous speed. And pretty soon it'll be millions of dollars, you know? In 20 years, everything will be millions of dollars here, I think. Millions of US dollars, not millions of pesos. Right now, some of them are millions of pesos, but it's going to be unobtainable, you know, pretty soon.
I like the Pollock City, not a lot of foreign in that city.
Which city?
The Pollock. Yeah, I think
I don't know that city.
it's along Mindanao. So Joy is going to the, what do you mean? 140?
Joy is going to the I-84. The freeway? Because it's so like smooth sailing, you can go 80 miles an hour. Is that what you're talking about?
The Filipino are looking a small farm for 2.5 million pesos. It's not expensive. That is about 50.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go. You know, we were looking at some places that were a lot more than that, but we were kind of being shown like the expensive places because I was a foreigner, so they only want to show me the like crazy expensive things. But when we were around her family, we were seeing a lot of land that was reasonably priced. Still, you know, it's still moving up. It's still going up, but you know, it's obtainable. It's definitely attainable, and it'll just keep going up fast. Like compared to what is happening in the West, in America, land over here is going up way faster.
I am in Dalak, Vietnam, and trying to learn Vietnamese. Xin
wow.
chào. Xin chào.
I think you have the right stuff to write stuff down as you learn it because it's easy to forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I like making the videos is because it kind of ingrains it into my brain. If I'm describing a food or showing what was going on, it's like it helps me remember all the things that I've made videos about. It's kind of stuck with me now, so that's one way I'm doing it. Yeah, that's nice.
If you move overseas, create the life you deserve. Always keep your expectation
Yeah.
realistic and within your
And
budget.
within your budget, yeah. Good advice, Adam.
500, take 500.
$500 for littering? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, it would, but I'm not sending this nice down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Portland so much anymore. What?
That's what they did in Doma. The Spaghetti, they well, the thing I don't like in
Dumageddon is pretty clear.
in the spaghetti, my goodness, there's so many foreigners everywhere alone.
Yeah.
Like one of our fans we met in the same hotel in the spaghetti.
Yeah, he was just standing there looking at us and he was like,
Are
"Are
you
you
vlogger?
Jason Joy?
No, I said, are you vlogger?
Are you vloggers?"
Say,
He's like, "Oh yeah, I knew I recognized you. I follow your work."
yes.
And I was like, "Cool, let me put you on the vlog." And he's like, "No, I don't want to be on camera. I'm private." But we had a long conversation. It was fun. But he was the first guy who recognized us, actually, and came to us. I think multiple people have recognized us because we always see foreigner couples looking at us, and the foreigner guy is talking, saying, and they're pointing there. You know? They're always like looking at us and pointing. So.
In 5 years when you're back,
Yeah, that's what the other Jason was doing. He's like totally off grid, super simple life. No one would ever suspect he was there. The bills are super cheap. He's making money online somehow, and he has everything he needs. It's like, and they're saving money. They're saving money every month, even though they're only making about $1,000 a month. It's crazy. It just seems crazy.
Okay, happy to
Are
see
you
you.
tired?
No, I'm happy to see you get there again. You should join it. So good. Hello, so good. Thank you.
One says, "Is this live?"
Yes. Is this that
I
or
won.
yes, the freeway.
Crazy drivers. Yeah, that's true. Here, everybody drives slow, and because there's always chaos everywhere, and you're always like hyper aware, and people can cut right in front of you, and you have to stop. In America, the freeways, you're driving 80 miles an hour, and nobody gets in the way of the freeways because you will get killed. If a deer jumps out on the freeway, it gets hit and dead. So let that be a warning to you.
Kamusta boat? Nice to see you back. And salamat sa sobrang galing ng mga video minutes. He's saying thank you for making a good video.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you to Jason, Steven, sounds a lot of way. And maybe so I think it's chunks and
Vlogger said there weren't many foreigners there in Dumaguete. I don't know.
what are you reading?
One. Too many comments. Save.
No, this is LG.
Jason. Steven still owns land over there. Maybe he'll sell. I think his chunk is undeveloped. Cool.
Blogger there said there are like many foreigners turning late. Yes, there is. Like early in the morning, they're in the barn dancing.
There's a lot in Dumaguete. It's kind of becoming known as the hub for foreigners. I had to extend my visa this time because I was here 5 weeks and the limit is 4. So I had to go into the little place where you go to extend your visa, and it was just crowded. There was a lot of foreigners there. And one guy started talking to me. He's like, "Is this your first time?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he pulled us aside afterwards and talked to Joy and I for about half an hour afterwards about how long he's been here and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that person.
he's interesting.
I don't remember his name.
He's interesting. But and we did meet with a couple other vloggers too. We had a day where we took a bus back to Dumaguete and met with 4 vloggers. We all basically got together and everyone was doing interviews of each other and stuff. We were the only ones who didn't do interviews of anyone else because we don't really do interviews on our channel. But we were interviewed for 3 different channels. And we could have had another interview too, but we couldn't get back to Dumaguete in time. But it was kind of fun to hang, and it was like they were just all in business mode. Everybody was just like, all right, we're recording more videos, and they did it yesterday, and they did it the day before with 4 other vloggers, and it's like a whole racket. They're just going for it.
Yeah,
And
nice
so
to
when those interviews come out, I'll put out a video pointing to them as well,
Yeah.
because I think they were good interviews.
Can I ask you what your job is? In your opinion, is
Virtual online. So my job is kind of weird. I was trying to explain it to Jason, who lived in Hinabon, and until I showed him, it was kind of confusing for him. I've worked in Hollywood in movies for most of my life, and then I've moved to Idaho, and I make my own books, my own graphic novels, and so I did that the last 10 years. So I would raise funds online, make my own books, sell them to people around the world, and sometimes they would be digital. I'd get royalties. I'd sell royalties. I'd sell international publishing rights. Nothing's really big though. It's all indie stuff, and but I kind of had a little fan base that really supported my work, and it supported me while I was in Idaho. And so this is all before I got divorced, and then when I got divorced, I kind of lost that spark, that excitement to create stories, and so I didn't really know what to do with myself, and I was just kind of trying to rebuild my life and rebuild what I was going to do for money, and I think I'm still kind of wrestling with that, but things are getting clearer and clearer now. But for the most part, I see myself continuing to do things online to make money or working remotely. So if I were some of my options going forward is I've been kind of approached to write graphic novels, which I could do that from anywhere. I've also been there's also options of where I could work drawing like comic pages for somebody else, if the money's right, or I could just continue making my own books and raising funds for them, but that's a lot more risky. Why are we getting so close?
Because it really is kind of like your voice. Can you guys turn up your voice?
Turn up my voice?
Yeah, your mic, but
We can't turn it up, so you'll just have to turn up your speakers. The digital nomad life, I think it's a great way to be if you're in the Philippines. I suggest anyone who's going to come here to work, you have to have some sort of digital thing. You have to be making money in a foreign currency. Otherwise, it's not going to work. One of the guys we talked to at the visa office said he raised pigs in America. And so he came here and he was like, well, I'll just do the same. I'll just raise pigs. He's like, but you just can't compete with the locals because they live a way more simplified lifestyle, and so you're never going to be able to compete with them unless you live that same way and do the same thing. And not to mention it's kind of looked down upon for foreigners to come in and take jobs away from locals, because it's already like everyone's fighting to make money here, like in any way they can, and they all have their own businesses. And so ideally you would want to do something that is unique to you, that's not really common in the Philippines. And so in my opinion, the best thing to do is try to make money from other countries and then convert that to pesos to live here. Then your money will go a lot further, and so you don't have to work as hard. And you're reading comments. And so that's what I would suggest. And so the digital kind of nomad lifestyle kind of does do that. The thing about it is it might be kind of hard to work in this kind of environment, like unless you're comfortable sweating on a laptop and trying to, like, for me to set up my art studio here would require me like really working it to make it comfortable for me to be able to work. I wouldn't be able to do it very easily in most of the places where we've been. There's like the place in Cebu we stayed at was a comfortable giant skyscraper, and it was a really nice place. And I could see if I was a single person, I could work there digitally and be comfortable hanging out there all day and working. But anyway, that's my thoughts, and that's what I do, and that's what I've done.
thanks for the heads up about the Miguel.
It's not that you should avoid Dumaguete. It is a cool place to go visit, and it's kind of like a step closer to a not westernized. It doesn't feel like America at all, but there's enough English there and English speakers there that they've made it to where you can be comfortable there. For instance, one simple thing about Dumaguete is the trikes there are big. They have a big space, and so you don't have to like sit in a trike like this, and then your head's banging on the bars as you're driving through intersections. Like they have enough space so that foreigners can actually be comfortably driving around. There's other places where they don't have that. You have the smallest little vehicles, and you're all jammed in there, and your head is banging on everything, and no one understands why you're uncomfortable. So anyway, that's nice.
Well, that's his frustration.
It's true. There's some places where the tracks are really small. Oh my goodness.
He needs to lower his head.
I do have to like sit like this, and then my knees are like up against my chest. I'm like, everyone here can't be that small. Like, I don't understand it.
You don't understand. Of course, my God, they're all like Filipinos, not.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Anyway, so there's some perks with Dumaguete, and if that's the first place you come into, like say you fly into Manila, and you spend some time in Manila just to kind of go, okay, this is the Philippines, this is the weather, this is whatever, and then you fly to some place like Dumaguete, you're getting closer to how most Filipinos live. It doesn't feel like a big city. There's still a lot of like rickety stuff everywhere, but there's nice amenities around, and there's a lot of stuff that helps foreigners there. And then you can talk to foreigners too and see what they're doing and how they're doing it. And then you can venture off from there into places where there's less foreigners and less English and rickety little cars that you bang your head on. And then you can finally start taking showers with families and in the middle of the forest. And so, you know, it's like degrees. I'm making this things jiggle all over. I have all but one of your books. Oh, which one? Tell me which one. Hopefully I can send it to you before they're sold out. I've been letting all my books sell out, so I still have some of the drawing books. They're still selling, but most of my graphic novels are sold out now. I figure someday, at the right time, I will make a big reprint extravaganza.
When is the wedding? Oh.
Well, first she has to get to America, and then we have 3 months to do the wedding. So,
Yes.
should we invite people to the wedding? Well, it's just going to be really simple. It's going to be my family, my parents, and my kids, and whoever in the church that
Yeah,
wants to
guys, it's
participate.
very simple. I don't know. Maybe we can do a video, because I don't know if we can do live at the wedding.
We could. I'm sure we could. They have the internet there.
Yeah.
We could do it live. That would be kind of fun.
Stick
This wedding, the way we're looking at it is it's just the formality to kind of allow her to stay. We want to do a more. I would like to still do a wedding for her in the Philippines, so that her family can be involved and she can actually experience that. But that will be probably years from now. We'll do this one for right now, just so we can be together, and then eventually at the right time we'll plan a bigger ceremony in the Philippines. So,
This is very simple wedding, guys. Everything is simple.
yeah.
It's not cost a lot of money.
It costs nothing. You want it?
Oh, it costs a lot. My wedding, my dress that I'm gonna wear.
Yeah. Listen to how much her wedding dress cost.
Are you ready to know how much my clothes to wear on our wedding?
And this is what she picked out. I didn't tell her to get something like this. She did this.
Well, when he told me he wants to our wedding in America, and I wanted to be simple, so I was looking like very cheap wedding dress. I have a lot of white dress, but I saw this one. It's just very expensive.
Come on, you're leaving them. You're leaving them hanging.
Okay, it's worth like 30 pesos in Philippines.
30 pesos. So that's less than $1. We're gonna make a video about that. When the time comes.
When the time comes.
And the internet haters will come out in droves. I can't believe you're not taking care of your wife. You're making her wear a 30 peso wedding dress. You really don't love her. Right? So, anyway, it was her choice. I would have bought her $10 dress if she wanted it.
If you invite us, we'll have to introduce ourselves by our YouTube name, so you know who we are. Like,
Yeah.
I suggest that we're going through a couple of days stuff, which bunch you're going to.
Will there be legend at the wedding? In the Philippines, yes.
You're going to have this dream wedding every girl deserves a dream wedding.
Yeah. gonna have to stream. Yeah. So the one in America will be simple, and then she even said we don't have to do the big wedding in the Philippines because we could use the money for other things. But I still think that's important.
Well,
I mean, it's whatever. I want to still do that for you. I
Actually,
know it's something you want.
actually, I talked to him, but since we're gonna get married in America, we don't have to do a wedding in Philippines, you know? Because if we had a wedding in the Philippines, we have to spend a lot of money because there's family, like a lot of family come over.
But when she says spend a lot of money, and I don't have to explain this, but when she says spend a lot of money, you're saying how much in American dollars is a lot of money that you're spending?
It's like you have to spend
$4,000.
It's like you have to spend $4,000 for your wedding.
So $4,000 is a huge spending a lot of money in the Philippines wedding. So, anyone in America, I don't even have to explain why that's amazing. So, in my mind, that's worth it to be able to give her a good memory of a good wedding. So, and it'll make up for the 30 peso dress. Yeah.
I mean, I have wedding gown though.
Yeah.
But the one hung up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have wedding gown that I bought because I like boutique. Like I wanted to have gowns to rent for everybody. I didn't want to wear gowns.
One of our businesses, just to explain this to Americans, in the province there's not a lot of options to buy things, and so with things like gowns, like nice gowns, if someone has a wedding or an event, or their muse, which is a different thing to hear too, they usually, it's hard to find these things, and so Joy was going to have this business where she has these really nice dresses, and they only cost like $10 or $20 American, but that's really expensive over there. And what she was planning on doing is bringing them to the province, and then people could rent them for an event, and they would spend $20 to rent this gown for or $10 for the day, and it's not because they couldn't afford to buy one. It's just there's no other way to get this kind of gown, and so anyway, so she has a couple really nice dresses that they're kind of like displaying, hoping that people will rent. So anyway, that was just one of her business ideas that she was working on at one point in her life. A lot of this stuff has to be explained to me because I don't understand why someone would, if you're going to pay $20 to rent a gown or $10, why wouldn't you just buy one and buy one? But the thing is, you really just don't have access to that kind of stuff. So,
Right.
what is funny? I just bought 2 suits here, picked my fabric, and cut, all tailored. That's cool. 30 pieces for everybody else. She is truly the wife. Hold it on tight. Yeah. If she wouldn't have picked that out and said, this is what I want to wear on a wedding, I would have never suggested that. Because I would have just felt bad. Saying, honey, you need to find a wedding dress that's 30 pesos or less. Weddings in the U.S. are insane. A cheap wedding is $10,000 and range up to $100,000 with very regularly. Yeah, I was a wedding photographer when I was in my 20s. That was one of my random things I'd do, and for a couple of years I filmed lots of weddings, and it was just mainly friends. But yeah, it's amazing how expensive weddings are, and this was 20 years ago. It was off the charts expensive. And so, I hate the idea of having a big wedding in America. It's just a waste of money to me, because it doesn't symbolize anything other than you're ignorant. In my opinion.
$100,000, we can buy land for that.
Yeah.
Flowers are 5 to 10K. What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Flowers?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
If it's for a wedding in America, the rates are astronomical, and it's all just because it's your special day, so you need to do it. It's like, shut up.
Well, we can have flowers in our garden, just pick it up and make a bouquet for it.
Exactly.
So my second wedding cost was 20,000.
Yeah, less than 14 years. I don't even remember. I don't even know how much my wedding cost. I just know it was astronomical. I had about $10,000 that I was going to spend. I wanted to pay for it myself because I didn't want anyone else to kind of control it. This was my first marriage, right? And then my ex's mom got involved and she wanted all this stuff, and so I was like, we can't afford all that. And she's like, I'm gonna pay for it. And so I don't know what the budget was, but it had to be astronomical. We had so many people there, and it was fancy, and it was big, and it was in California. And I don't want to do that again because it's all just for show.
I love the business I do. Yeah, one of my dreams when I was young to have a boutique with all the wedding gowns that everyone can wear. Right? Like kids, because here in the Philippines we had event in school and they need gowns and everything. So if we rent for some other people, it's so expensive. You know?
That's cool. My wedding will look like a big barbecue. Like where to go? Like a huge family reunion. Big. That sounds awesome, and that's how it kind of seems like it would feel here. Like she wants a beach wedding. We could go to a beach, clean it up. You know, if there's trash everywhere, we clean it up. They cook luncheon under a tree. Family comes out. You know, we just buy food for everybody, and you know, people just dress the way however they want, and everyone gets together and enjoys life, you know, and celebrates, and everyone get drinks for everybody. Probably get out of control by the end of the night. Okay. You know, like it costs even more. Practically an open-faced theft. Really? Well, I can visualize that. Italy just seems like an expensive place to have a wedding.
I said, if I ever get married again, it's going to be 30%. Oh my God, the life, it depends on the girl's life.
Yeah, you don't.
Because
don't force a girl to have 30 peso dress.
Every girl, they had a dream to be married, and they wanted, because it's once in a lifetime. So most of girls they wanted to have, but since with me it's not really. I mean, it's excited to have get married, but what's gonna happen? Like you had a big, huge party, and after that you had nothing left because you spent all that for your wedding day.
You're in debt. You're stressed out.
And
you're trying to figure out how to buy a house.
And then
you don't have any money.
You guys started fighting because you had nothing left because you spent on the wedding. Like what the heck?
And then because you spent that much money on a wedding, there's almost an expectation to keep spending that kind of money going forward in your lives. At least that's kind of what it seems like. And so, I just don't like the idea of it. I would rather buy a really nice big piece of land and build a house and have a cheap wedding, you know? And I know it's different for guys and girls, but she seems to kind of be on the same boat. What's wrong?
Well, my Christian DMs are going.
Yes. Did you say required 30 peso wedding dress?
I was like, what? You don't love me because you spent 30 pesos for my wedding.
I'm worth at least 1,000,000 pesos.
Down with 30 pesos, you could probably only afford a candy ring.
In America. Yeah, you'd just be a joke.
I'd rather spend it on my home. Chirology. I mean, we're not an ager anymore. We already have kids.
Like, yeah, we don't have. I'm not in my 20s anymore, so I can't like think about, I have my whole life ahead of me to build up wealth or money or buy land or buy a house or build a house. It's like I'm thinking like, okay, we got to make this thing work. We got to make it realistic. You know, I want to live below my means now. I don't want to live in debt anymore. And you know, I don't have any debt, so that's amazing to not have debt. That's part of the reason I'm able to come out here and spend time with her is because we sold our giant big house. I ended up, and I don't think I've told anyone this on this channel, but I bought a trailer house, so it's like low quality living in America. I fixed up the inside of it though, so it looks like a new house because I've remodeled a lot of houses. And I fixed it all up so it looks like a house inside. It's really comfortable. It's everything I need. About 1,000 square feet, and it has, and it's so much cheaper than any other way I was living in America. And so my bills are really low. I still have some money in savings. I am making money still, so I'm replenishing money that I spend. But because of the low bills and the way that I've been living since my divorce, I'm able to come out here. If I would have sold my house, we split the money, and then I go buy another house, all my money would have been gone, and I would have had to like rush back to a high-paid job, and to try to continue feeding the machine, feeding the beast. And so, it's been 3 years now, and I'm still, living very comfortably the way I've gone, and I'm so glad I made those decisions because I was really trying to figure out how to go forward. I'm really glad I made those decisions to live as simply as I could after my divorce, because this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been able to come over here and do this, and I wouldn't have been able to have the money to pay for the flights and the vacations and the time off work and the visa and the assistance with the visa, and so it's just been a really good situation. So anyway, that's a side story. And I was in America. I was embarrassed that I lived in a trailer house, and when I was on the American dating sites, it'd be like I'd be really nervous that the girls would find out. I told Joy right away. I was just like, I'm just gonna let her know what's going on, like my situation. She's like, oh wow, only rich people have trailer houses here. and then we'd have video calls so she would see it, and it looks really nice. It's really nice on the inside, and it's in a nice area too. But when I come here, it's so much bigger than the places that we stay in here that are expensive to live in. The places here in Manila that we're staying in and stuff, they're really small compared to my little trailer house in America. And so when she moves there, she'll have a lot more space to move around than she's used to. So it's not the dream place, but again, our goal is not to live there. Our goal is to buy land, build a house, and eventually move here. So it makes sense to keep that kind of lifestyle in America. And I'm hoping we can travel a lot too when we're in America, and I can take you around to different places and just show you what America is like while we're there. And
I don't mind to stay at the house.
she loves staying at home, so she could stay at home all day, and she would be fine. I guess it's kind of like me. I'm kind of that same personality too. If I'm working on a project, I'm content to just stay at home and work, and I go to the grocery store for food. I might have to pick up kids from school and stuff, but I'm very happy to just be at home.
Well, I think it's really late for all of you there, guys.
Yeah, we've been, how long has it been? 104 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, this is the longest live stream we've ever done, so my butt is getting tired. I'm sitting like this. So maybe it's time for everybody to sign off. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate you watching the channel and supporting us, and don't lose hope. You're gonna find, if you're looking for Filipino, don't lose hope. We are gonna start uploading more videos too. It's just I gotta get back home and I'll start editing. We have a lot of stuff in the pipeline to do. So
Good night.
good night, you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Love you too.
LJ. Thank you.
Okay, let's not make it awkward. It's already awkward.
God
How do
bless
we
you.
how do we stop it from my iPad?
There's
Hi, mute microphone. I guess I just pushed X.
what do you?
Oh, how do we stop the live stream, everybody?
Someone else.
Okay, anyway, see you guys. Thanks again. We're gonna stumble around trying to figure out how to close
Good
it.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good day. Good night sleep, and God bless you.
And 3, 2, 1.